Most people think the reason they're not making money in sales is because they don't have the right script, or the right product, or the right company. That's what I thought too. But looking back now, I realized none of that was the real issue. The truth is, I didn't start making real money in sales until I changed how I thought, how I listened, and how I showed up in conversations. So in this video, I want to walk you through the 10 things I personally did that took me from struggling to consistent 6 figures in sales. Not theory, not hype, just what actually made the difference. 1. I stopped thinking working harder was the answer. When I first started, I thought effort solved everything. If I wasn't closing, I just needed to make more calls, talk to more people, and push harder. So that's what I did. Longer days, more conversations, more energy. And somehow, my results stayed the same. What I eventually realized was this. I wasn't lacking effort. I was lacking direction. Once I stopped trying to do more and started trying to do things better, everything changed. 2. I stopped trying to sound smart. Early on, I thought good sales meant knowing everything, so I over-explained. I listed features. I tried to sound impressive, but what I was really doing was overwhelming people. They didn't need more information. They needed clarity. The moment I stopped trying to impress and started trying to understand, conversations became easier, and sales followed. 3. I learned confidence comes from clarity, not scripts. I used to rely heavily on scripts. And scripts work until the conversation goes off track, then you freeze. What changed for me was understanding why I was asking certain questions. When I knew what I was listening for, what problem I was trying to uncover, and where the conversation needed to go, I didn't need lines anymore. Confidence came from understanding, not memorization. 4. I stopped trying to convince people. This was a big turning point. The harder I tried to convince someone, the more resistance I felt. So I stopped selling. Instead, I asked better questions. I listened more. I let people talk. And when people arrived at conclusions on their own, they felt confident in their decisions. That's when sales stopped feeling forced. 5. I realized most objections were my fault. This one was uncomfortable, but it was true. When someone said, "I need to think about it," or "I'm not sure," it usually meant I missed something earlier. I rushed. I assumed. I didn't fully understand their situation. Once I treated objections as feedback instead of rejection, my close rate improved fast. 6. I learned how to slow down without losing deals. I used to think speed meant confidence, but rushing actually made people uncomfortable. When I slowed down, paused more, and stopped filling silence, people opened up. They felt heard, and ironically, deals moved faster once I stopped forcing them. Calm sells better than urgency. 7. I stopped focusing on the outcome. When you're focused on closing, people can feel it. It shows in your tone, your pacing, and your energy. Once I stopped obsessing over the outcome and focused on having a good conversation, everything changed. I became more present, more relaxed, more confident, and that's when sales started to flow. 8. I stopped copying other salespeople. For a long time, I tried to sell like everyone else. Same phrases, same energy, same approach. It never felt natural. Once I started selling in a way that actually fit who I was, everything clicked. People trusted me more. Conversations felt real, and I became consistent. 9. I learned to treat sales like a skill, not a personality trait. I used to think some people were just naturally good at sales, but that's not true. Sales is a skill, and skills can be practiced, refined, and improved. Once I stopped seeing sales as talent and started treating it like something I could develop, progress became predictable. 10. I learned to stop taking rejection personally early on. Every no felt personal. Every lost deal felt like failure, and that emotional weight followed me into the next conversation. What I eventually realized was this: most people aren't rejecting you. They're reacting to timing, priorities, or uncertainty. Once I separated my self-worth from the outcome, everything changed. I sounded calmer. I stopped forcing conversations. I stopped needing every deal to work. And ironically, that's when more deals started closing. If you're struggling in sales right now, here's what I want you to hear. You don't need to be pushy. You don't need to be aggressive. You don't need to sound like anyone else. You just need clarity. Clarity in how you think. Clarity in how you listen. Clarity in how you communicate. That's what took me from struggling to consistent 6 figures. And that's what this channel is about. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I'll catch you back in the lab next time.